So a long time ago, I covered somebody named Essence of Thought. All right, this is a quick video, so we're probably just gonna quickly cover this as a stream warm up. I'm not gonna dive into the main topics that quickly. However, Essence of Thought is like this transgender YouTuber, um, and what they do is that they make unhinged attacks on the people who like least deserve them. And what she would do is that she would like extort people for money as well. And she would just make like unhinged plagiarizing allegations against people because this person's like a H Bomber Guy fan, H Bomber Guy stan. All right, so after H Bomber Guy released his plagiarism video, I guess, which I could not finish because I just didn't have the patience to. I kind of got the point though. All of LeftyTube, like all of Breadtube just began to search other commentary channels and to search other like video essay channels to see whether or not they were plagiarizing. If somebody was taking content from Wikipedia or something like that, like they would make hit piece videos on them. And the thing is that all I can say is that it was like the gayest thing ever, just mainly because everybody takes ideas and phrases from everybody. Everybody does this, right? Somebody watches a video, they do enough research, and they take the content from somebody else and they present it themselves, right? Um, and what Essence of Thought said was that I think at some point, there was this other content creator with like over 100K subscribers that was making slop drama YouTube videos. And then what Essence of Thought was doing was that Essence of Thought was accusing this person of plagiarizing them. um and yeah, but like the more I dove into Essence of Thought, like the more twisted it became because apparently Essence of Thought also made several videos on Lily Orchard. And if you know anything about the Lily Orchard allegations, is that the more I look into the Lily Orchard allegations, the more like they don't actually make any sense to me. Um, like, oh, she made a video game that had like sex in it, and it's like who cares, right? Oh, she made fanfic that had underage sex in it, like who cares? Like, I'm sorry, okay, like did you who cares? Like, was there real victims? Was there any kind of real victims involved? Like you're saying that, oh, like for example, okay, like maybe this is a little bit extreme, okay, but I'm just gonna bring this up just to show how silly it is, right? Like for example, she would make fun of if Lily Orchard, all right, would put on a notepad program, okay? If she put on a notepad program and she said, um, if she said, oh, and then Thomas, 33 years old, raped 8-year-old Elisa or something like that, right? On like a random notepad. Is that considered to be actual like CSAM? Probably not, right? Like that sounds retarded. So that's why people kind of came after Lily Orchard because she posted that stuff online. And yeah, I don't know. It's just all a bunch of weird shit. But anyway, um this is Essence of Thought. I'm getting off tracked. So this is Essence of Thought, somebody who originally went after people for like the dumbest reasons. So yeah, let's just take a look at this one. This one is called "Is This the End for Essence of Thought?" Yeah, try to talk about, yeah, that's what it reminded me of. Okay.
Time coming. I first thought about making this video back in September of 2023, just after we'd lost $119 on Patreon, yet ultimately decided to hold off until I was done with our series regarding the events of 2019. That way, I could get back to making the videos I wanted to make and rebuild our audience. Then, sometime in September of 2024, after losing another $90 on Patreon over the span of about 3 months, I
Is she gonna beg for money? Who knows?
took these screenshots in preparation to make that video, yet I didn't feel like I could at the time, especially not with all the support you'd given us when our previous landlord kicked us out with just 2 weeks' notice. It felt as if asking for more support on Patreon
I'm pretty sure Essence of Thought like lives in India, right? Like, doesn't India have like really cheap cost of living? I'm not entirely sure, but like I'm pretty sure Essence of Thought was making like what $450 to $500 a month on Patreon or something. Um, yeah, I don't know.
Patreon would seem ungrateful, especially as I hadn't really gotten back into the swing of things. So I decided to wait until I'd been posting regularly before doing so. That is why, after a successful few months of putting out videos on a weekly basis, I opened up a script and managed to write a single line.
I really don't like to do this. I try to keep my promotion to the allocated slots on my videos, but things are looking rather dire. Oh, okay.
Right before my worktop died,
Uh-oh.
forcing us to fundraise for that. Which, by the way, you're incredible. I really cannot overstate just how grateful I am for that support. But it did leave me once again feeling like I couldn't ask for more without sounding ungrateful. So I decided to hold off for another few months. Then, just the other week, Ian Danskin of Innuendo Studios published a video talking about monetary struggles and the possibility of going bankrupt, and I told
Oh my god. Okay, it costs like nothing to have a YouTube channel, right? Like, I mean, are you like investing a bunch of money into like an actual studio or for sound equipment? Like, is there upkeep? Is there like electric upkeep for some of the costs or something? I'm just like not entirely sure. Like, I guess I'm just not entirely sure like how you get bankrupted from YouTube. I'm not entirely sure. Is she gonna follow his footstep to GoFundMe? Who knows? We'll see.
myself, I should probably
But just know this, okay? GoFundMe is like the website for like suburban scammers, like suburban scammer people. All right, people who I shouldn't say scammer. It's like suburban beggars. All right, it's like middle class suburban beggars. It's like an entire thing, dude. Like, yeah.
wait a bit in case people feel like I'm
It's like people post on Tumblr all the time about these GoFundMe links where it's somebody who says, I have to get out of a specific situation. And the more you think about it, the more retarded it gets because it turns out a lot of these people are just like beggars. Like, that's it. They're just beggars. Like, it's
trying
crazy.
to bandwagon off of him. And it's at that point that I just had to stop myself. I could keep putting this conversation off forever, or at least until another thing breaks. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to stay quiet about our finances until I can no longer replace essential equipment, or even face the prospect of being homeless. I need to talk about
Where do you live? Where do you live? Right? Like, it really depends also on where you live, no?
this to try and put things back on the right track.
Oh my god. Okay, she talks too slowly.
Starting with the current situation, our Patreon has more than halved in the last few years.
Tough luck, okay? All right. At some point, I was getting 1,500 a month. Okay, now I get 500. All right. So sometimes you gotta deal with it. Okay. Half. These are rookie numbers. Okay. Get
Starting
on my
in March
level.
of 2019, so before our first video,
Whoa! What the fuck? $55,000? Oh, this is for all time, right? Holy shit! Holy sh! Oh my god! Okay, yeah. Okay, I was correct, right? Like, Essence of Thought was making $400 to $500 a month on average, right? At the peak, obviously, it's like $750 a month or something. I can see the dollar signs on your eyes. I have a Patreon, but I don't like. I haven't done anything to it. You know, the $55,000 from YouTube, that's going from Patreon alone. Holy cow! I can see the dollars. I'm a Jew, okay? I'm kidding.
during
All right,
the
that's
breakout of
stop.
transmisia
Okay.
within the Secular community that year, we were bringing
All right, time to put the Indian fries in the Indian bag, bro. Okay, all right, it's time. All right, listen, it's not. There's no shame in working in fast food job. Okay, all right. Unless it's like a disaster of your own making for some reason. I mean, in which case it kind of is, right? Like, you set yourself to be like the victim. It actually feels like normal speed now, KEKW. Dude, true. True. Oh, KEKW doesn't work. I think you have to like capitalize the shit, right? I'm not entirely sure. Let me see. Is it like KEKW? No. KEKW. KEKW? I don't know, dude. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Put the curry in the bag? Yeah, put the curry fries in the bag, little bro. I'm kidding.
in
Okay.
$652 a
That's
month.
me. That's to me.
This took a bit of a
Oh, it's all
beating around
caps.
September, dropping us down to $563, but it healed back up to $673 by March of 2020. This is
Okay, it's time. Lose some weight and open an OnlyFans. Lose some weight and open an OnlyFans. It's the only way. This is the only way you can do this, okay? There's an entire audience of chasers out there. Trust me, I know, okay? All right, I have earned a lot of money from OnlyFans, okay, before, all right? For the very short stint that I've done it, okay? There's a lot of chasers out there. Do what must be done, okay? You know in your heart you have to lose weight and open an OnlyFans. It's the only way. A lot of these content creators need to pay off their debts. They're long on the second Lambo. How?
when the slow decay
Where are you borrowing? Like, what are you borrowing money from?
began. By August of 2023, we dropped down to $498, which then plummeted to $379 that September. This happened whilst Adita had been left unemployed because of government restrictions placed on the United Nations, which was a major source of funding for human rights organizations across India.
Wait, so you do live in India? Okay, hold on. Cost of rent in India. In dollars. The average monthly rent for a one-bedroom apartment in India is around $164. Okay, guys. I'm moving to India. Let's fucking go. Guys, it's time for Indian food shops, okay? $164 a month for rent? Dude, sign me the fuck up. Dude, I don't care if it's higher crime and shit. Dude, who fucking cares? Dude, 164, dude, it can't be hotter than California, right? Right?
1 week, Adita was traveling between states, interviewing victims in order to help develop new training programs. The next, she was out of a job. This, coupled with that sharp drop.
Wait, did she just blame the United Nations for her girlfriend losing her job?
Or 2023, we dropped down to $498, which then plummeted to $379 that September. This happened whilst Adita had been left unemployed because of government restrictions placed on the United Nations, which was a major source of funding for human.
Oh, sorry. The Indian government. I mean, maybe it could be true. Maybe it doesn't have to. I don't know. Like this thing's that's a weird reason. I don't know. I've never heard of something like that before. You can always use your stream experience to do scam calls as well. You're right. I have to turn my living space into an Indian scam center. Okay.
Human rights organizations across India. 1 week, Adita was traveling between states, interviewing victims in order to help develop new training programs. The next, she was out of the job. This, coupled with that sharp drop-off, is why I approached my dad, asking if we could borrow $100 a month to make up for that shortfall, just until Adita could find a job. We had no idea just how long that would take at the time. We did manage to build back up to $435 by June of 2024.
Okay. I have to know Essence of Thought's living expenses. Like, buddy, show me your monthly budget, okay? Give me your bank account statement history, bank statement history, okay? Because I want to know, okay? I want to know. I just want to know how you're spending things, okay? Your food expenses, your water bill, electricity bill, all of that stuff, okay? Because there's no shot you cannot sustain yourself. There's no shot, okay? Even living with another person, all right? Like, so average rent in India is $164, okay? $164. You probably are also monetized on YouTube, and the views that you get probably also pay for that, okay? So I just don't entirely, unless you're living like I mean, can you DoorDash in India? You can probably DoorDash in India. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, I don't know, but all of this stuff just sounds kind of weird, just strange. And we want to see all revenue streams as well, not just Patreon, sure.
only for that to plummet back down to
Although to be honest, I don't know how much this person streams.
$343 by September, which is why I took those screenshots to make this video. That's why I began adding, and we cannot survive without your support, to the opening of each video. I'd hope that, as I put out regular videos focusing on external issues, rather than conflict within trans and leftist communities, that things would heal. Yet they didn't. In fact, they continue to get worse, with Patreon dropping below $290. So stepping back to look at the big picture, we've gone from $650/$670 a month down to $290 a month, less than half of what we once made. To see your income...
It's not the... Dude, that's not the end of the world. You just have to find something new to do, okay? All right, not everybody is like watching trans YouTuber, trans concerned content anymore, right? Like, not everybody is like Luxanor streams or whatever the fuck, right? It's just not really a popular thing anymore, it's not really something people like to watch anymore, because people move on, people watch new things, and there's a right-wing shift recently, so people are less concerned about transgender issues, especially, like there are lots of things where times have moved on, right? Times have moved on.
Shrink month by month,
Things change.
sometimes in small nuggets, sometimes in huge chunks, is fucking terrifying. It feels like I'm standing on a ledge which is slowly crumbling beneath my feet. It's one of those things that forces me to lay awake in bed at night, staring blankly at the ceiling, just dreading any and all future notifications on Patreon.
Okay, dude.
Now, I just want to be clear, I am not upset at any of the people who withdrew their pledge. The number one reason for doing so was changing financial situations. This was explained in the exit surveys in 2024, as seen via the screenshots I took at the time, and remains true to this day. But this is something I need to draw attention to, as I just can't live like this. I can't live on a nice edge. I need to bring in enough to start replacing equipment, get on HRT, and save a little in case something terrible happens. Something I should be clear on is that Adita has found herself a job in the meantime, though it took her over a year and a half due to the current job market. She now works in a tech service call center, 10 hours a day, not including the 3 to 4 hours of daily travel on top of that. She literally gets out of bed, leaves, works, comes back, we sit down to eat together whilst watching a single episode of something, and then goes back to sleep. That is her daily routine, all for a whopping $200 a month. So just enough money that it replaces what my dad was lending us and the money lost since September of 2023. So even with the job, we haven't made any ground, we're right where we started, and can't even begin to think about saving anything. That's why we had to fundraise when my worktop died.
Okay, give me your living expenses now, okay? Please. Please, there's something you're doing wrong here. I can help budget. It's okay. All right? I'm living on my savings, okay? I'm living on my savings. I'm trying to save as much money as possible, okay? I'm trying to try to make YouTube a thing. Like I am learning how to do this in San Jose, okay? One of the most wealthiest cities in the world, okay, to live in. However, which makes it really tough to actually get by, all right? I can help budget, okay? I can help budget, all right? Okay, listen, just listen. You don't see me moaning like this. Okay? You don't see me whining like this, all right? I live life, okay? I live life and accepting my fate. All right, it's time you live yours, okay? Oh, I can't do anything else except making content for an audience that doesn't want to pay me. Why? True, okay? I mean, here's the deal, okay? If you're so concerned about losing the support of your audience, why the fuck Why the fuck would you make hit piece videos on larger content creators who yeah, like okay, there are some people who are like on the good side of YouTube, right? What they do is that they try to get like the good graces, they try to be like a good guy, they try to act like a good guy or whatever, right? And then there's like the bad people of YouTube, okay? The people who are evil, the people who get more money by creating controversies, by stoking fires, okay? I am part of the villain squad, okay? All right? I have so many controversies under my belt that it does not matter anymore, all right? But people like Essence of Thought tries to look good, and I think that's what really traps them, right? Because the moment you strike out against a big content creator, you take a gamble, right? You take a gamble at a beef. Um what happens is that now it just becomes really hard. It better be a fight that you can actually win. Well, it looks like you didn't win that fight, right? Like it is what it is. Um, I think the larger content creator's name was Vangelina Skov, who has over 100,000 subscribers. I mean, she's in a tough spot herself, but at the same time, not as tough as yours. All right, because at least she tries to get the good side of like content slop, right? Yeah. I can't do any. Yeah, Two-Face, exactly.
in spite of knowing that it was coming for more than a year. And I can't keep living like that. I can't keep worrying that the next thing to break will be the last, the thing that ends us, this channel, my career. I have looked into getting another job. Yet, seeing Edita's job situation, given that she has experience working at international level human rights organizations, yet she has had to get a job outside her field that severely underpays for the hours she does, tells me that there's not a chance in fucking hell for me.
What? Bitch! Get a job! Stop! Stop! Stop this meow! Okay, get a job. What the fuck? Dude, you can't just force your girlfriend. Okay, listen, if you're living alone and you're unemployed like me, okay, all right, I kind of understand. Because at least, well, here's the thing, okay, you decide how to live your own life, okay? All right, but the way you live your life, you shouldn't be complaining all day about it, okay? But here's the deal, okay? Here's the fucking deal, all right? Your girlfriend lives with you and is working a job, right? Your girlfriend lives with you and is working a job, all right? She works 10 hours a day. The least you can do is try to share some of that financial load by getting a job yourself, right? Stop with this YouTube shit. Okay, this is cringe, okay? This is actually epic
She's
cringe.
worked for both UN Women and UNICEF. Me? I'm a disabled YouTuber. How the
Oh my god, I'm disabled. I'm disabled. Yeah, me too, bitch. All right. Right? Like, by the way, technically, okay? By the way, technically, if you have ADHD, if you have diagnosed ADHD or diagnosed OCD or whatever, which both of which I have, technically you're neurodivergent and disabled. But that shouldn't be an excuse to be lazy about things, you know? I still have to get things done, right? I still have to do things. Um, right? Like you're disabled somehow. You have mental issues because you're transgender. Well, guess what? Okay, the rest of us do too, okay? Everybody has mental issues. Okay, go and do something with your life. Like Jesus, dude. You're not, yeah. Disabled people can work. There are people in wheelchairs that do, yeah, become a librarian, okay, or do something. Actually, I should consider becoming a librarian, honestly, at this point. I'm a mental issue. You're right, okay? Corey Capetillo is a figment of my imagination that I just invented in my head, okay?
fuck do I market myself to a potential employer?
Don't DEI hires get like extra brownie points? In India, India has a DEI hire problem. I'm kidding.
When I'm up against people of her experience who are also struggling? The one
Oh
saving
boy.
grace over the holidays has been AdSense. We've had a couple of good videos, particularly the Rowling versus John Oliver one, money that immediately went into paying taxes, renewing our medical insurance, and AC maintenance. And whilst I hope that keeps up for now, many of you likely already know that AdSense is incredibly fickle. One minute it feels like it's improving, and then the next it feels like the algorithm has a personal vendetta against the channel. In particular, I've noticed YouTube seems to be suggesting older videos less and less. I'm not sure if that's just a result of how many new videos are uploaded daily, or whether it's just the algorithm that's been updated to more aggressively push new things.
All I can say is that I hope she puts the fries in the bag or something. Listen, all right, one day I may have to put fries in the bag, okay? All right? One day One day, I'm gonna have to put fries in the bag. Alright? But listen, at the end of the day, that's an issue of pride, okay? Alright, it's not an issue of, oh, am I actually able to do this or whatever. It's an issue of pride, okay? Don't let your own ego get to you, okay? You gotta do what you need to do to survive, okay? Alright? Get skinnier and open an OnlyFans! That's the only way! Okay, alright. It's not the only way, okay? But
at the expense of the old, but the result is the same either way. It used to be that every now and then, an old video would get a second wind, bringing in a little extra money, but that no longer happens, at least not for me. YouTube is my full-time career. It has been since I finished my
your landlord will hear that and approve of it. Hopefully you didn't hear
degree
anything.
in 2017, though I've been running this particular channel since September of 2011. I survived Gamergate, the secular community transmedia outbreak of 2019, and the adpocalypse. I survived so much shit, yet I am terrified that both the
You have no idea, okay?
channel and myself are quickly circling the drain without any way back. Which is a big fucking shame, since there's still
I've been circling the drain for a while now, but you know one thing that I kind of tell myself? One thing I kind of tell myself is, stop taking streaming so seriously. Sometimes, it's all just a game, okay? It's all memes, alright? Sometimes, all this stuff is not serious, alright? All this stuff is just... it gets around.
so much we have to do. The trans community is on fire, both in the UK and the US. We need the public to be equipped to fight now more than
Yeah, I'm gonna be totally honest, okay? I think my concern here isn't specifically the transgender community. As transgender as I am, okay? As transgender as I am, I don't think... I think I'm worried about the erosion of our American democracy, okay? So, this is just my own concerns, alright? But
ever. That means we need people who can spend their work hours researching, processing, and distributing information to those of us with less time. I think our research here is important. We break down studies, we watch and report on key threats to the community, we debunk common anti-trans myths, and we explain how the gender-critical movement, formerly known as the TERF movement, operates. We produce an average of 3 to 4 videos a month, all
I really don't think TERFs is like the big issue right now. I think that actual sexism is probably more of an issue right now, than TERFs. Because TERFs imply like they have to be like radical feminists first, right? There's not even radical feminists. It's just like outright misogyny these days. Like you take a look at the red pill movement, you take a look at you take a look at Asmongold, who is labeling every single white woman as like a Karen, right? It's just not yeah, I don't know. Like right now we're like kind of socially regressing as a society, okay?
fully referenced in
Well, you hate women as well? I do, but I don't hate them as much as Asmongold.
order to give you, the viewer, the ability to check all things for yourself and expand your knowledge. We also refuse to sanitize topics for corporate greed or the sensitivities of violent bigots who will never support us. When we uncover abuse, we label it for what it is without hesitation.
But don't call them snow bunnies? You're right. Dude, for some reason, like, I personally don't really understand. If you're calling white women by a slur that you use, at this point, you might as well just go to snow bunny. Alright? Like, at that point, you might as well just go to snow bunny.
We
It's
do
just-
so because we are survivors
Whatever.
ourselves. We know what it's like to have the violence you suffered trivialized as a means of being denied justice. This has led some to label us alarmist or hyperbolic, like when we first called out
You are.
the anti-Semitism and broader fascism, not to mention the sexualization of minors, inherent to the gender-critical movement. Though, I have to say, I feel we've been absolved of any accusations of exaggerating at this point. We also advocate for groups that so few are willing to support. Intersex folk, xenogender folk, trans men and trans masks, those with cluster
No, not the xenogenders. Who will ever care about the Fathoms?
cluster B disorders, plural folk. We set up plural kit in our Discord server, and we've had
No, not the plural folk.
several plural folk tell us that they're surprised to see it there because most server owners refuse to set it up. Our Discord community is also the only place we know of that
If somebody, look, maybe this multi-personality shit, alright? I'm pretty sure it's like really contentious, no? Like this stuff is like really complicated and they're extremely rare. Where exactly are all these plural people coming from, right? They're really just coming out of nowhere. It's crazy.
truly has zero tolerance for ableism, even the socially acceptable kinds. For some people, our spaces are one of maybe 2 or 3 public spaces where they feel accepted. I hope you can see the worth in that, even if I struggle with doing so at times. I often feel like an imposter, someone who walked into things and doesn't deserve any of the support I do receive. I regularly have to stop and remind myself of some of the good we've done, affirming myself throughout the day. Half a dozen people. That's how many have told me at one point or another that my work is among the reasons they are still walking on this earth. Half a dozen people who would be dead, walking around, living their lives thanks to us.
Sorry, I'm opening
About a dozen more have
Dungeon.
told me that my strength in the face of violence and bigotry has in turn given them the strength to finish their degree, leave a toxic workplace, or escape an abusive household. I can't even begin to estimate how many have told me that my work here.
By the way, I just want to say this, okay? All right. If you're desperate enough, you can always try to become a Hassan orbiter, okay? It's true. It's true, all right? Look at iDubbbz, okay? iDubbbz is relevant again after so long, all right? Like, I mean, we bash on iDubbbz a lot, all right? Not gonna lie. We bash on iDubbbz a lot. But, yeah. Hey, Foodshops, I'm walking the earth because of you. That is, like, the sweetest thing you ever said. Dude, every single time I see Aryan chat, I become happier, okay? Every time I see Aryan chat, I'm like, it's one of my biggest fans, okay? There you go. Boom. Yeah.
Gave them the tools to go out and convince family members or work colleagues that trans people are not the monsters they've been led to believe we are. That last bit, by the way, that is why we do what we do. Our primary objective here on the channel. That is why I get out of bed in the morning.
Hey, Foodshops, I'm going to take a shower thanks to you. I'm so glad. Thank you. All right. I'm glad to see that I'm making a difference. All right.
I know I'm not the most charismatic. I don't pass. I'm unabashedly autistic. I just...
You know what? You know what? I appreciate the honesty. Wait, what the fuck? Stop. All right, turn down. I gotta turn down the sound. Sorry. All right, listen. I do appreciate the honesty. Okay. I will praise EOT for the honesty here. Okay. I'm not sure what Chud says. Maybe Chud uses this as an opportunity to bash her even further. But hey, I'm just saying, I appreciate the honesty, okay? You missed the opportunity to say without me, Uwu. Who?
don't appeal to many cis people,
What?
particularly small-time biggers. I
Oh, to the shower thing.
know
No,
that I'm not
okay.
going to have some grand sweeping effect on the perceptions of trans people by general society. I am just a random trans YouTuber to most people. But what I can do is equip those of you watching with the tools to be advocates. Because the arguments we present here, taken and presented by you, whether you're another trans person or a cis ally, will have a much greater impact in changing the minds of fence sitters and even these small-time bigots in your life. That is our primary goal here, and I would hope that that is something worth supporting. I'm not asking for thousands or even tens of thousands a month like some YouTubers. I don't expect nor want a luxurious lifestyle. I just want to be able to stop being afraid of what's coming.
Okay, stop, okay? None of your revenue stuff adds up, okay? Like, it's just, none of it just adds up. I'm sorry. Like, it's like there's just so many aspects here that does not make any sense. So you're making what, like 160 a month right now, and you're begging for money, but it costs like the same amount to pay for rent per month in India. Like I'm just like, how? Just how? I'm just so confused. I don't know, like, I don't know,
I
dude.
just want to be able to begin HRT and enjoy the small things in life while saving a little for when things go
That okay, dude. I mean, that explains a lot. Okay, stop. Okay.
bad. I just want to see some return on the work I do each and every day. I've previously mentioned that my therapist helped me devise a new system of keeping track of my work hours. That was not because I was underworking, but because before I figured out how to keep track of my hours, every moment I spent not working felt like time stolen from the community. That I hadn't done my due hours, that I was lazy and had abandoned my community in its time of need. It felt like betrayal. This wasn't helped by the whole myth of meritocracy that was instilled in me as a child, as with many
No, not the
people,
dramatic black
leading me to
screens.
perceive my lack of stability as proof that I wasn't doing enough. Suffice to say, I keep track of my hours in order to make sure I don't burn myself
What the
out.
hell?
I have given my mind and body to the cause. I have turned down
Okay,
work
the game bugged
opportunities
out.
because said opportunities were premised on ignoring bigotry, more specifically the torture of LGBT plus youth. I have stood up to bullies and tyrants many times my size, and I have never backed down at the cost of the community.
She's such a hero, guys. She's like amazing, you know? So brave. This is truly the transgender icon that we need, okay? All right. This is truly the best transgender activist I've ever seen.
I keep the names of those lost with me. The likes of Tony
What?
McDade and Vicky Thompson. Trans people
No, not the dead people. Bro, what the fuck? Dude, they're dead. They're dead, and you're using their name to boost your clout. What is wrong with you, dude? What the actual fuck is wrong with you? Bro, that's disgusting, dude. That's actually disgusting. Like, why is she acting as if she knew these people? It's so fucking weird whenever people act like they know people who are like now dead for whatever reason. It's just like, what the fuck? That's weird,
who
dude.
many, even those within the community, consider imperfect victims that are thus undeserving of justice or even acknowledgement, explicitly because nobody else is willing to advocate for them. Through constant abuse and violence, for which I am medicated and receiving therapy for, I have continued to give things my all. Which is why I need you, especially if you're a cis ally.
Because she mentioned dead people, I shall donate. You're right. Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler. Give me money. I'm kidding. Okay,
Again, I know trans people in the UK and the US are suffering right now, but I also know that many of you are cis people or are trans people in countries where things aren't quite as bad, some of whom have wondered what they can do to help. Well, here's one material way that you can do just that by supporting trans voices like ours. We need to get back up to $500 on Patreon. This would give us the funds to replace equipment, begin my HRT, save a little, as well as have some small luxuries like food.
Dude, we're not paying for your fucking HRT, Bodo. Dude, Jesus Christ. Dude, we're not gonna pay for your Dude, what the fuck? We're not pay for your own HRT. What the fuck, dude? Bro, go and get it off the black market. I don't care. Okay, just it's like Jesus Christ.
During my downtime.
The
Just
fuck?
the little things that give life meaning, allowing me to live rather than merely survive. That's just over $200, which might sound like a lot, but if 50 people
Bro, people literally do everything in their power to live and to actually provide for their family. Meanwhile, this motherfucker is begging on the internet while living in India. What the fuck?
put down $5 a month, that would resolve our financial worries overnight. $5. What can you buy these days for $5? And yet, that $5 can be a life-changing thing if
I would rather donate $5 to the IDF, okay, before I donate $5 a month to Essence of Thought.
If enough people give it. No amount is too small when it comes to crowdfunding.
What?
Every $1, $2, or $3 helps towards that goal. It is doable. I know. We've done it before. We just need to build back to that point. It should also be mentioned that those who donate $10 or more will get their username in the credits of every video whilst they're a patron, and those who give $20 or more will have their name read out loud by myself personally. So that's a great way for you to make your permanent mark on the channel's.
I say my viewers' names without them even paying me, okay? One of my viewers could literally just exist in chat and I say their names at the very beginning of my streams, okay? Alright, they don't even have to pay me,
Legacy,
okay?
a way for you to say that you did your part during the community's darkest hour. Outside of this video, I'm going to start pushing Patreon more, both in videos and on social media. There's been a little hesitancy over this in the past, but again, I cannot live under the current system. Something needs to give, and I'd rather swallow my pride than end my career.
Dude, swallowing your pride means putting the fries in the bag, right? Like, isn't that what swallowing your pride is? Like the actual meaning of the word? I feel like that's actually what swallowing your pride is, right? Like,
Yeah.
Jesus,
I
dude.
also need you to start sharing our videos more often. Whenever we post, maybe just think of one thing you learned or your answers to the questions at the end and post that to social.
Why don't they just say, hey, I need money? I mean, well, you know, every single begging is incomplete without naming dead trans people, dude.
Social media alongside a link to the video. The more people who become a part of our community, the easier it becomes to reach our goal. I'm open to any and all suggestions on how to boost viewership. I've been trying to make things a little more casual across the last few videos, something I felt was lost at the end of 2019. So please share any suggestions for things I can change, or even ideas for topics you think could draw people in, either down below.
What? Yo, what the fuck? Okay, stop. Okay, stop. Stop
just
now.
A drink. A martini, shaken, not stirred.
Damn, I feel bad for her. Here's equivalent to $70 LMAO.
Bucko, thank you so much for the $70. Holy shit, dude. Holy fucking shit, thank you so much, buddy. Dude, holy shit. Wait, Bucko, are you able to feed yourself? Are you able to clothe yourself? Are you okay? Oh, Connie! Oh, okay, alright, stop. Alright. Thank you so much for the $70, dude. I appreciate you. You're a good mod, okay? You're a good mod. Thank you so much for being around, okay? Also, thank you again for being one of the biggest food shop sims on the planet, alright? Good stuff. Thank you. Damn, channeling Hitler worked? Ooh, you're right. Adolf Hitler, Adolf Hitler. Okay.
Or you could always message me privately via our Discord server,
Jesus Christ, thank you. I appreciate that. I'll remember that.
which will be linked in the video description down below. Please.
What did I just join to? Failed trans breadtuber e-begging, okay? While living according to Indian living wages, okay? All right, while according to Indian, like she lives in India with her, like, I'm assuming Indian girlfriend, who apparently, like, it's like, I don't know, dude. It's stupid, all right? Like, you pay $164 a month to pay for rent in India, and this person is, like, e-begging on the internet for
Help me make 2025 the year that Essence of Thought returns to its fully functioning.
So she's not even quitting. She's not even quitting. This is just a shilling video. She's not even quitting, dude. Like, she's not even quitting. What's the point? What's the point of anything? I could just make a video like this. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure Essence of Thought appreciate my generosity. I just donated to a trans person. That's so true, dude. That's so true. And I'm not living in India.
State, give me security so that I can best serve our community.
Oh, according to Essence of Thought, I'm currently being genocided, okay?
Particularly those largely ignored. We can make that happen. Together. Thank you for taking the time to listen to what I had to say. And an especially big thank you to our patrons, like the people currently shown on screen. Your support is what allows us
What, like two?
to
Wait, two
do
patrons?
what we do. In particular, we
Oh, sorry, more people. Okay.